Hey, so on this episode of the Trevor Jackson podcast, I got the man, the legend, DJ Sterl the Pearl. He looked out. He showed nothing but love. Sterl the Pearl be acting, man. Sterl the Pearl. Hey, I'm just thankful that you on the show, my brother. How your day going, man?
Hey, man, maintain it, Trev. Maintain it. I'm just thankful you asked me to come, brother. You're doing things, so I'm glad to be a part of these type things. So love, man. All love.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. So I know you 3 hours, you behind 3 hours, so you know what I mean?
It's all good, baby. I mean, I got more time.
Oh,
that's more daylight.
Yeah, my boy in Vegas right now. So, Sterl, I ain't going to, you know what I mean, hold you up too much. Like, I know you've been in the DJ game for a while now, like, killing it. Know what I'm saying?
Trying, man.
Every time I walked in the building, you showed nothing but mad love. Know what I'm saying? Saluted me and everything. So, how did you get involved in that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, man, I've been DJing for a long time, man. Talking back when I was literally in fourth grade, putting two record players together, trying to spin with records, which some of the younger kids might not even know about. I always had a love for music, always had a love for entertaining, and DJing. I never forget the first time my older cousin. I'm 9 years old at the time, and he's 22. He let me play on his DJ set, and that's when you had the two turntables and the mixer and so on and so forth. And I just was turned out, man. And I go over to the house. He let me go down in the basement. They had another friend of mine who lived on my block in New Jersey, Chris Monroe. He was into electronics, and then he took up DJing also at the same time. And then so I would go to his house and play with the turntables, and then, had a little record player in the living room of the house with my mom and everything. And, having the record player, the selector between phono and the radio and trying to mix that way, man. So,
man.
It goes back, man, trying to do the things. And, like I should be way better than what I am. But, one thing I try to do every time you get me behind the wheels, I give you all I got. Just hope you like it.
Hey, that's crazy you say behind the wheels. I think you cold. I don't know. I haven't seen no DJ personally like touch and stir at the end of the day. But what you think about like the change of technology in the DJ game now with the different, because you said the wheels.
Yeah.
They ain't working with what they're working with nowadays.
Well, I tell everybody, we've gone from you put it in the TV terms, from the black and white to the television set, to the color TV, to the Sony Trinitron, to the flat screen. Yeah. Now you got a smart TV. So, and that's the way DJing has evolved. You've gone from, spinning on the 7-inch records to the 12-inch, what they call giant 45s then. Yeah. And they still went at 45 RPM. Then they went to 33 when they started calling them the 12-inch versus the giant 45s. And then, now you get albums and then you go to cassettes and then you went to CDs and now you got computers and just tracks and loading up, different songs. And now instead of going to a record store and spending 3 hours in the record store trying to figure out what song you wanted to buy at Tower Records and Catch Records, all these big, crazy Eddie, all these big record franchises, which are no longer in business, you just go online and download the song you want and make it happen. And so, it's a lot. Technology has helped the game a lot, but the one thing I tell guys get into the game now, although you're able to do a big shortcut from what stuff that we had to do, us dinosaurs in the game, do not ever take the game for granted. Always put your work in.
Yeah.
See, back we got records back in the day, Trev. We used to have to get the record and then go in the room and practice for 30 minutes just so when you got to a party, that one record, when you was going to bring it in and DJ and cut scratch, so on and so forth. Now, you download a record in 10 seconds, you put your cue points on and you out the door, ready for a party. And I tell cats, don't ever, I guess take advantage or take for granted the art, because keep the art to the game.
Because the technology is like, it's changing the art form. Really,
it is.
It's more simplified now. It's more easier, in my opinion, because like when I see you be going to work. It ain't no game. Sterl really go to work when he on the ones and twos.
But it mean a lot to me, you know, man. I remember having to save every dime you had because, you know, back then DJing was expensive, man. Between buying your equipment, each record cost $3.99 a record, and then you bought 2 of each record because you had to go back and forth, and then you had to have a variety of records to play at a party if you got a gig.
Yeah,
and I remember when I couldn't, have the opportunity to DJ a party because I didn't have the records to suffice it, to supply for it. I remember, being at a party and a needle breaking and not having a spare needle.
That's crazy right there.
These are type troubleshooting dilemmas that the new guys and the technology allows you not to deal with. I've seen people's computers crash, mine has crashed before, but if you got another computer, pop that thing up, you 10 minutes party rocking. They've made it, the technology has really helped the game a lot, and it's actually helped the atmosphere. Even like I said, dinosaurs like myself, I enjoy the technology, but the technology only helps you be a DJ. It doesn't make you be a DJ.
Yeah, the passion. You gotta have that passion. And then you said three. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you said $3.99 a record.
Yeah.
And me doing math in my head, 2 hours show per record.
Look here, man. You spent all your money on records back then. If you made, I'm just going to talk about the amount of money I was making in the 80s. I'm dating myself, but I'm not shy of my age. I am what I am. My IQ still says I'm 19, so I'm going with it.
Hey, man, you look good, Sterl, man. I got a question to ask you about health too now.
Okay, all good, baby.
Yeah.
And it's if you made $150 to do a party, you had to pay your crew to help you move all the stuff in, because back then you had the turntables, you had crates of records that were heavy, you had big speakers that you hope was loud enough to fill a party because a big speaker might only carry 200 watts. Now you can get a small speaker size of your computer that'd be 1,000 watts. So that's the difference in what we're dealing with technology now. Yeah. So you were bringing all 4 or 5 speakers in, and you had to load them up and use other people's cars because we didn't have vans back then. So you took care of your people, and then whatever you had left, maybe you better buy a new T-shirt, but you had to go buy records because you get to borrow another DJ's records, and things happen at parties where you might break one. Now you got to replace it. So you get into things like that, and you had, if you had cheap needles, which anybody could afford real good needles back then. You always put a nickel or some pennies on your cartridge to hold the needle down in the groove.
I remember those days.
And so when you got that one part of the record, everybody wanted to scratch and cut, and usually the beginning or the break, so something happened, that'll end up going real low in the record. So by the time, you played it 5 or 6 times, let's say 10 times, that point in the record will go low. So imagine you rocking to a song, let's say, if I'm in the club, bottle full of bub, and then me feel the bub, because you've been crashing my, and then that goes, that wears that on the record. And so sometimes that can, spoil the flow or the vibe of the party. So you got to buy another one. So, a lot of the investments in records and your equipment and renting equipment from friends and the blessing is now, man, is that, a lot of DJs, I equate DJing, and I hope I don't offend anybody when I say this, but I'm going to put this out there for the fellas. Okay. I'm going to equate DJing to women. Now, feel me on this. This is what I say.
Okay.
With all these different things out here for women, and, we all have things that we lack, even men. Okay, so we've gotten into it too, but for a woman, it's kind of really important to look good, to be attractive,
Yeah.
So I've always said there's no reason in modern history for a woman to just be ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was coming up, you didn't have all the weave and then the eye threading and the skin this and then the lipo and then the fat and then the implant and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have all that back then. Some girls just wasn't gifted to be attractive. Mm-hmm. Now, if it means something to you, you want to be attractive, you can be attractive.
Yeah, that's fact.
You see what I'm saying? So now I'm going to put this on to DJs. If it means something to you, you can, worst case scenario, be a decent DJ. Because you can get your music.
Yeah.
You can have technology help you line the music up so it has a flow to it.
You got access to everything right at your hand.
Yeah. And so, that's the blessing that technology has done with DJing. It's given everybody an opportunity, even the terrible DJs, should be any just terrible DJs out there. You should, worst case scenario, will be decent and trying to be better, because of the technology has allowed you to take that step up. So, I just hope every DJ that hears my voice and people that's watching you're following that's watching your podcast, they understand that, hey man, always try to satisfy the person that hires you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always try to satisfy the person that hires you and the crowd they bring. Because believe it or not, if you're playing in front of 500 people and they like you, maybe you got another gig.
Right back. You coming right back.
Right? Or you come right back by the person that hired you. Maybe somebody that's in there listening to you hired you for something they got going on.
That's a fact.
If you lose your gumption and your drive and your passion to satisfy that client, you might not get another one, because once the word get out that you're terrible,
it's spread. It's spread. It's gonna spread out worldwide. You might not.
That spread faster than Corona, baby. I'm telling you, real talk.
Yeah.
Hey,
but I got a question though. Since you've been in the DJ game for a while now, I remember coming up. A lot of people don't know the 3 elements of hip hop, and I know rapping is not one of those elements. It's graffiti, breakdancing, and DJing.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know those 3 elements. So I remember when you was a rapper, right? Not you, I'm not saying you specifically, but when a rapper was rapping, if he didn't have a DJ, the DJ was more important than the rapper. When did that change, Sterl?
Well, it changed when a lot of money came in the hip hop game. I mean, I'm gonna be candid. I mean, the most, there are other illustrations that those that are really into the game like we are and we will understand, but to keep it real mainstream, when Fresh Prince was a rapper and he sold a whole lot of records, and I always tell everybody, Fresh Prince, give him that mic, he ain't gonna look bad versus nobody. I don't care who you got, that boy can do that thing on the mic. But when he was a rapper selling all those millions of records, it was DJ Jazzy Jeff in the Fresh Prince.
You're giving a lot of game right now, because you're making me aware of some things.
Okay, it was Grandmaster Flash in the Furious 5. See? So when you look at how things flowed, when groups came together, the DJ was always, the most important piece, because he's actually the drummer to the band. He keeps the beat. And back then, we didn't have all these sampling machines and all these loop machines. We had to actually cut that beat and be on beat and make sure you kept it going, because the break in the record may have been 10 seconds, but you had to make it last with skills for 5 minutes.
And the DJ is the one that's keeping the energy going. The rapper just saying the word, but the energy that's why nowadays when you get a rapper like anyone that didn't have stage presence, they come on there and they rap their song and they don't have a DJ. If their stage presence is low, the DJ kept the energy going. And what's amazing, I'm glad you brought that out, Trev, because one thing about most DJs that are real passionate about what they do, you have to have the energy to keep the beat going, and the rapper has to lock the beat with the lyrics, but that beat is what's going. I mean, you look at every band. You might get a guitar guy doing his thing, lead singer might do his thing, but nobody's sweating more than the drummer.
The drummer's back there sweating, going through shirts. If he comes out with a shirt.
Yeah, he might take it off halfway through.
He breaking drumsticks. He's going, but that beat never stops.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the energy of the DJ, whether he's able to do it with his hands and not say nothing, or able to get verbal with it and get engaged with the MCs, you know, and you'll find guys, you know, the passion of the heartbeat is the heartbeat, whether it's the drummer or the DJ of a group.
That's right. Right. So, like, I know something else too. A lot of people say Sterl got a lot of energy. Where Sterl get this energy from? Know what I'm saying? Sterl be hyped up all the time. So now I'm gonna say something like Sterl. He was talking about his age. He don't look nowhere near what he say he think his age is. But Sterl is a healthy man. I done seen you on that Lakeshore track going in.
Yeah, man. You know, as a former athlete, you know, and I was able to accomplish a few things, but making it to the highest level, professional level of my sport in football. But you know, I being in some kind of shape has always been a part of my life because it makes me feel good. You know, people like Trevor tell you, I like having fun. The glass always half full of me. So I try to always attempt to bring positive energy no matter what type of surrounding I'm in. And when you get yourself, you know, your blood circulating and you're working out and everything, it helps you. Yeah. And, you know, I don't drink and I don't smoke, not because I'm a saint. To be candid with you, and I'm going to share something with you on this show, is I got drunk and high when I was 11 years old, hanging with the big boys on the block in New Jersey. And where I'm from, you know, I'm from Passaic, New Jersey. And
yes, sir.
You can Google it. And so I'm 11 years old, hanging with the big boys, the guys that graduated high school. And I'm, you know, doing things 11 years old shouldn't be doing, trying to hang with 18-year-olds.
Yes, sir.
And so I got drunk and I got high, and I came home. And of course, I'm earling all over my mother's house, and you know, doing things, and the reason this is the reason why I don't drink or smoke, because I don't hold anything.
That was a good experience.
Mm-hmm. I don't, because as long as you can control it,
salute.
Hey, you're grown, exactly.
Yeah. But that experience was actually a good experience because you don't smoke and drink. You know what I mean?
And Trev, this is the reason why I don't, because I saw two. I have one sister. Mm-hmm. I saw two of them. And you know, and some people that, you know, that can't control some of the adult privileges in my family end up having those adult privileges being vices. And I never forget the disappointment I saw in my mother's eyes when I was throwing up in my bedroom and room spinning and all that. So, and everybody I'm a mama's boy, period. But don't test manhood. That's not a safe thing to do. But I'm a mama's boy, and hurt my mother's feelings like that, you know, I just didn't want to be one of the people that could not control some of the adult privileges. And it seems to be a trait in my family to where I would make that a dependency. And then, you know, potentially, you know, may have to be a vice. So if there's any vice I do have, I'm loud, you know. But I'm not involved in things that adults are able to partake in, and I pray those that do can always control it without it controlling them.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Because hey, that was actually a good experience, because some people have comfortable experiences and then they continue on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that ain't a good thing. That ain't a good thing, man.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No,
hey,
sir.
but like, okay, I know, man. You was the quarterback at Tennessee, winning big boy bowl games. You know what I'm saying? And you DJ at the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, be having it lit. I be like, man, that's my boy. I salute him every time I see you. But what, man? I'm such a fan of them Vols, man. It's hurting me, man. What we gotta do to turn that thing around, Sterl?
Man, you know, trust me, you're part of a large crowd that's feeling hurt right now, and the players that are playing right now are pretty hurt. They're not doing all that work to be in the situation they're in right now. You know, it's gonna happen. The heart of the volunteer is there, and as long as you have that heart and you have that drive and that passion to win and to be successful and to make sure you continue a tradition that was built at the school before you got there, which is the reason why you came. I'm certain that we'll be back to one of the top tier teams in the country a lot sooner than people think.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I believe it too, man, because
it's gonna happen.
We just gave the coach the contract extension, and we look good. We look them first 2 games, man. I'm not a gambler, man, but I was about to put some money up on the boys. I said, whoo, boy, they look good and strong, how we came out those first 2 games. But, like, when you played, Johnny Majors was your coach, wasn't he?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir. You know, the late, great Johnny Majors, who I believe should be on the Mount Rushmore of coaches because of things he's done as far as resurrecting programs, you know, and also winning the national championship at the University of Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. You know, Iowa State was a school he went to before Pittsburgh, and they were, I believe, 1-10 the year he took over. And then when he got there, they ended up going to 5 straight bowl games, had them playing. They finished in the top 10 one time. They haven't done that since. That was before he went to Pitt. Then he went to Pitt after winning a national championship, came to Tennessee, his home school, and you know, made Tennessee one of the most perennial programs in the country. So, you know, and I had the blessing of him, you know, look at me square in my face. And I was coming out of high school in 1986, which probably wasn't a popular decision considering the way things were going. And during that time, for my position of quarterback, and told me he wanted me for quarterback, and that's it.
Yeah. And you was coming from Jersey to the South.
Coming from New Jersey. Yeah. And I pretty much verbally committed to Syracuse at the time. And but he looked at me square in my face and said, Sterl, I want you for quarterback. I don't want you for any other positions. And back then, a lot of quarterbacks or athletes that played quarterback and men of color, you know, you played quarterback in high school, it may have been All-State, All-American, like I had the privilege to be. But when you got to college, you will end up being a receiver, defensive back, and things of that nature. But he looked at me square in my face and said, I want you to play quarterback, and that's it. And he and Coach Harris and Coach Gruden, my freshman year, I was All-American as a freshman. So they can make me a good quarterback. It speaks about the type of quality coaches they have.
And it was John Gruden, wasn't it?
Coach John Gruden was now the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, he was my quarterback coach. Him and Coach Walt Harris. Coach Walt Harris was the position coach, and John Gruden was the graduate assistant. So he was underneath Coach Harris. Yeah. But because I was a freshman, I spent most of my time day and long nights with John Gruden, and everybody knows Sam Gerald Brown, Brown brother. Gerald Brown was the head man in charge of film and cut-ups and stuff you had to learn. And speaking of technology, the technology for football and learning plays, and put it on your tablet now. We had stayed in the room all night watching film and threading it all out. And that's how I actually met Sam Brown, who was a well-respected officer in the city of Knoxville.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, that's wild, man. So I got another question to ask you about sports.
Give it to me
before we get back to the DJing. Excluding Sterl, I don't know if you can answer this, but
I can answer anything. Give it to me, baby. Don't be nervous.
Excluding Sterl, who are your top 3 quarterbacks in Tennessee football history?
Oh, in Tennessee football.
Yeah.
I don't. My top 3. I don't want to sound biased. Okay. Because but I got to be candid about being candid because I just think they're exceptional quarterbacks. Period. Okay. So let me tell you who I think they are. Tony Robinson. Yeah. Tony Robinson might be one of the most gifted ever to play the position.
Yes, sir.
I mean, things T. Robinson was able to do behind that center. I mean, his average play was a highlight for me. Mm-hmm. Next in Tennessee history is Tamaris Martin, T. Martin.
Yeah.
T won a national championship, and people understand the toughness that T displayed during the course of that year.
That's a fact.
You look back at that Syracuse game, it might be a call that goes their way. Probably should have gone their way, especially at home. We don't win that game. And then we win the next one. And then the next game is Florida game. And people forgot how the rumors were they were going to bench T because Tim Couch was the quarterback of Kentucky at the time.
Yeah.
And he had a whole lot of numbers that T didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, when I was asked about it on a show, I said, well, the one number that Tim Couch don't have is 3-0.
Mm.
And quarterbacks win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Win.
T was resilient too, man. He was.
Yeah. So what T did by being tough. I mean, that's mental toughness, because you get a couple of rumors around Knoxville with 100,000 people that love the passionate about that school every Saturday, and another million that probably wish they could be in the stadium. It gets hard. And then T came back that same year and threw the ball 21 straight completions. I think it was 21-18, whatever the record was. Straight completions in one game, in an SEC game. That is just unheard of.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go get too wordy on it, but people need to recognize the toughness that T. Martin displayed during that national championship year.
Yeah.
To have us win a national championship. It wasn't all. We had a lot of other guys that got more pink than he did. The Peelers and the Al Wilsons of the world, but T. Martin displayed a level of toughness that could have been described by offensive guard or defensive tackle. Mm-hmm. And my third one is Peyton Manning.
Okay.
You can't take away the brilliance he showed behind the center at UT. Peyton, he did some things back there, brother. I mean, look here, man. I'm telling you, a guy watching your position, you say, "Ooh-wee." That's not taking anything away from Heath. Heath was a bad boy. Heath Schuler was bad. He should have won the Heath
Schuler was a bad boy.
We get old into that situation. And the Josh Dobbs and the Casey Clauses.
That's what I was waiting on you to say, Sterl.
I mean, you got guys that behind the center at UT that were exceptional at the position. But those are my top three.
Okay.
Jeff Francis,
Tony Robinson.
T. Martin and Peyton Manning.
And Peyton Manning. Hey, that's it right there.
Woo.
That's it.
Heavy.
They don't get no better than that.
Woo.
For real.
Woo.
So like back to the DJing thing before we get up off of here, and then I gotta ask you something about Rev It Up and the services y'all provide, fam.
Let's go.
What is it like DJing in another country?
Man, it's amazing because you be surprised what songs rock over there that's not rocking over here, and you got to do your homework. See, that's when you get the privilege of being able to perform for people in a foreign country, and international venues. You got to do your homework.
That's
You
right.
got to find out what songs is rocking.
That's right.
You got to find out how they flow. It makes sense to go to that place at least a day early to go to an event to see how they flow.
Do your research.
Got to do your homework.
Yeah.
See, I tell cats, and there's a lot of cats out there that are far as skills, I'm not scared to say, are better than me. But they don't put the work in. It's like a cat that runs a 4.4, gets in the game and starts jogging, and the guy that runs a 4.9 beats him to the end zone. It's going to happen every day.
Yeah.
You got to put your work in.
Put the work in.
You got to put your work in.
And the work gonna show at the end of the day. When you be going to work, the work show.
Hey, man, look here, man. If you're able to play music for somebody, like a DJ is able to do, have that privilege to where your job is to put a smile on somebody's face. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. And that's what I tell a lot of the rappers and the entertainers in the world, man, put your passion and heart in your music. And when people give you the opportunity to perform, man, let them leave there smiling, man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Good time.
That's a fact.
Sell way more records than any video if somebody came to your show and had a good time. They go, come on, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, when you DJ'd at my cousin's wedding, we went to sleep after that. We was wore out. We was happy. We had a ball. Hey, it wasn't much else we could do. We had a ball, man.
Hey, fam, I tell people, whether you're DJing for one person or you're DJing for 100,000, you got to give it your all the time. All the time.
What's crazy, I'm going gonna read some of the comments in the thing of what they saying about you, Sterl. LaShonda Cobb said, ask Sterl to say, "Oh baby." That's what she said, and then
"Oh baby." You already know I'm risky, boo boo.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And prime time, the DJ said, "This GOAT talk right here," and everybody put Sterl the GOAT in there. Sterl the GOAT. Scott Oderson said Sterl the GOAT, and Jason Cotton said, "Mr. Ballroom."
The electric ballroom, baby. Those are some good days right there. And
Yes,
to my
sir.
fellow DJ Primetime and the gentleman that said that, I can't accept the GOAT title because I'm still grinding. And you know, Primetime's a hell of a DJ himself. He's doing doing this thing out there. He's been grinding for a long time also.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I had grinding, trying to keep smiles on people's faces, trying to keep the energy up, and everybody know the glass is half full, not half empty.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yes,
up.
sir.
Hey, so like Sterl now, this GOAT title, the young generation throw the GOAT title around like, you know what I'm saying? You know, LL came up with the acronym now.
He sure did.
The greatest of all time. I think that acronym means one person is the greatest.
That's all.
I don't think it's like multiple people, but the youth throw the acronym around a whole lot now. Like everybody, you know what I'm saying, is goes.
Well, see, what the deal is, you know, people forget that GOAT means greatest of all time. Okay, mm-hmm. So somebody might have a super fantastic moment.
Yeah.
See, or may have a string of being on top and super hot. Mm-hmm. But the GOAT title, now maybe the GOAT of, you know, their house.
Yeah.
You know, given a certain situation, or, you know, or the family or the crew that they roll with. He's the greatest all-time rapper that rolls with. He's the greatest all-time dresser. This cat, the greatest all-time whatever for that. But to put it on a macro scale,
all time.
Micro is one thing, but macro, it's you know, it's only one greatest of all time. So
that's right.
Keep the love.
Yeah.
You know, show love. You did your thing. Oh, that was crazy. That was bananas. Yo, yo, yo. Keep on and be doing 1,000 times. Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah.
The greatest of all time. You know, the only debate I see with that acronym, and I'm glad you called exactly what it is. To have an acronym is when LeBron is done, the argument with him and MJ. Because that's going to argue. Okay? That's going to be an argument. And a fair argument.
Yeah.
You know? And but so you know, and it's all been in look here. I am a Kobe fan.
Yeah.
I am a D-Wade fan. I am a Dr. J, Larry Bird,
Kareem,
Olajuwon. You know, I'm a fan. But you know that GOAT title is that's
big boy title.
That's massive. That's massive. So once again, I appreciate the thought, and I'm glad, you know, to have such an incredible compliment from credible people like those guys. I mean, that's credibility giving love.
Yeah.
But I have to humbly, you know, resist that acronym because, you know, when I think of guys like, you know, Jazzy Jeff, Grandmaster Flash, you know, I think about even guys like Calvin Harris and Tiesto that's doing their things now. You know, Sterl the Pearl, I might be the most known unknown.
Hey, you're a bad man, though, Sterl. I know you're gonna humbly accept that, but you're a bad man on the ones and twos, man.
I tried, man. You know, one thing they can say, if I got a bad night, you know, Sterl tried. You know,
that's right. That's right. So, like, my last question. I appreciate you being on the podcast, man, and you're welcome back anytime. And when I get married or whatever, or throw a show, I'm calling up Sterl.
Hey, man, if the phone is on, I'll answer it. And look here, no matter where I'm at, I'll get there.
Okay,
yes, sir.
Okay. So my last question, though, Sterl, talk to me about Rev It Up and what services y'all provide if people want to get involved in it, man?
Oh, well, I appreciate that question, and thank you for letting me highlight my company on your awesome, with your awesome your following you have.
Yes,
You know, Rev It Up is a company that that does exactly what it does, what the name says. You know, we rev it up. You know, we provide DJ services, we provide motivational speaking services, we provide actually, you know, philanthropy. Rev It Up means nothing's down.
Oh,
Nothing's down.
yeah.
So we take pride in revving it up, no matter where it's at, whether it's at 90 trying to get to 100, or if it's at 5 trying to get to 10.
That's what's up.
Rev It Up. So that's what Rev It Up does, and it's a company we've been in business for as Rev It Up for 9 years now, and I've been blessed to be able to, you know, do some acting through that. I've been on a couple of TV shows. I got edited out of All Eyes on Me. I shot for 3 days for Tupac's movie, and my scene just got edited out. What they did once they started making it more of a documentary feel, they edited out all the young Tupac scenes, and I was part of the young Tupac era when he fell in love with hip hop. I was one of the DJs he actually, you know, liked, you know, and this other guy, a gentleman named David, was the rapper, and he made a song that was hot. I thought it was gonna make the soundtrack, but you know, it's all about editing when it comes to movies and television. And I've been able to speak to companies, you know, corporations, from anybody from IBM to the Boys Club. It all matters. It all matters. I had the blessing of speaking at the convention for Tennessee Department of Transportation. Spoke at Freedom Fest with big name guys, you know, Peter Schiff and Steve Forbes, the owner of Forbes magazine. I you know, take pictures with these guys and be in the same room with these guys, and you know, I've been having some blessings come my way, and my thing is I'm trying to pay every blessing I get forward. So,
man, that's what it's all about, man.
That's what it's all about.
Hey, rev it up, man. Keep revving it up, Sterl, man. I'm thankful. That's all I can say. I'm thankful you had the time to be on the show, man. It
was an honor, brother.
Yes,
an honor, man. We go back like, you know, like fat crayons and car seats, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
What's crazy? I bet you don't even know. Like, when I did my first show, you was the DJ at the first show I ever performed when I recorded music in Newport, Tennessee. J Live offered me to come on the show.
Come on, bro. And here we are. We still here to talk about, ready to keep on doing more things and bigger things, baby. It's all love, baby. It's all love.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Have a blessed day, Sterl.
I get you, baby.
Cheers.
Love, man.